the EFF in the Free State is expected to bring a motion of no confidence in Premier Mxolisi Dukwana at the provincial legislature. This comes after allegations that more than 3 million rand was spent on the funeral of Education MEC Tate Makgoe in March. Let's bring in SABC News reporter Kamogelo Seekoei. Kamogelo, a good morning to you. So what exactly is the EFF saying? Why are they bringing this motion of no confidence, and how are they going to go about it?
Well, Naledi, essentially what the EFF is saying is that they do not have confidence in the Premier of the Free State, Mxolisi Dukwana, because of this money that was spent on the late Education MEC Tate Makgoe. You remember that it was only 10 days after he was voted as the Premier that Tate Makgoe was involved in an accident, and subsequent to that there was a funeral. In May, the DA actually posed the question to the legislature, to the Premier, asking him exactly how much money was spent on the funeral, and in his reply he explained that about 3.4 million rand was spent on the funeral. Just to break it down a little bit, in his reply he said 1.2 million was spent on catering, 130,000 was spent on the late MEC's casket, as well as the plot, the burial plot where he was buried. 355,000 was spent on entertainment, and these are some of the figures that came out of that reply from the Premier, that now the EFF is saying they cannot trust him with the public money, because so much money was not supposed to have been spent on that funeral. We don't know exactly the other facts that they will be putting to the table, but essentially they are saying they do not trust that the Premier can handle the fiscus, and he should be removed. At this point also, because the DA did bring the question to the legislature, we're not sure whether they will be supporting the motion, but some of the members have already arrived here, and we will get an opportunity to speak to them later on this morning, just to find out if they are going to support this motion that's coming from the EFF. Naledi?
Yeah, have we heard any response from Premier Mxolisi Dukwana about this move?
At this stage, we haven't heard anything from the Premier. We will hear from him. He was out of the country. We expect that he's back in the country, and he will be in the legislature today. So we will get to either to hear from him himself, or from the party whip this morning, Naledi. But we will definitely be talking to them about this, and also find out, more about these costs that were spent on the late MEC Makgoe's funeral.
Yeah, I mean, is there greater concerns around just the budgeting really of the province, perhaps that the EFF is also raising, outside of just this 3.5 million rand that was allegedly spent on Tate Makgoe's funeral? I mean, are there bigger budgetary constraints that the province is dealing with?
Well, there aren't really. Earlier this year, when the MEC for Treasury was tabling her budget, the EFF and the DA were actually concerned about the fact that money is not spent on the things that money is supposed to be spent on. So the concern at this stage from the opposition parties is that where money is supposed to be spent, it is not spent, and where money is not supposed to be spent, the party or the ANC members, they will spend lavishly on things that they're not supposed to be spending on in terms of the public purse. So today we will definitely be talking to all the parties that are in the legislature, the opposition parties, just for them to kind of explain some of these issues, because when we did speak to the members of the DA and the EFF earlier this year, their concern was just that the fact that money is not going where money is supposed to be going, but lavishly spent on things that are not supposed to be spent on.